Hey, hello YouTubers! Now, today I have a real nice project. Turned out to be a success. And just to show you, this is the simple normal steel, the Damascus steel, the stainless one. And they say you can't forge it, but yeah, you can forge it. And this is the simple stripe steel. And what I did was I took a piece of this one, cut some lines in with the angle grinder, and I heated it up, and then I started forging it out. I just flattened it out and ground it and etched it a little bit, and this is what came out. Here I need to grind a little bit more. I just ground it as far so I can see a little bit of the pattern which comes out. I think it turned out really awesome. And here also a piece, very nice. Here you can really see the tooth pattern, and I think it turned out very nice. And now today I'm going to show you how I made these in a little video, and I wanted to make some more, and making cuts in here. So some cuts maybe I'm going to make diagonal also, and we will see how it turns out. Okay, now I use a 5.5 drill bit to drill the dimples in, as I said. Okay, now after I've cut all the pieces and drilled all the pieces and drilled and cut all the pieces, so I think we're gonna get some real nice patterns out of this thing, and I'm gonna let us surprise. And now we're gonna crank up the forge, heat the steels up, and gonna hammer onto them. Okay, now as you can see in there are all the steel pieces. I forged them out straight, and now I'm gonna let them cool down very slowly with my furnace. And I put them in when the furnace was glowing red or orange at about 800 to 900 degrees, and hopefully the steel will get weakened and softened, annealed with this step. And I'll let it in until tomorrow. And tomorrow we're gonna get the steel out, file test it, and look how the pieces got. Well, now I really love it when a plan works out. As you saw the knives in the oven before, and I took them out, and just to show you, the file bites into them pretty good. That's awesome. That's what we wanted, because they did not get heat treated now. They will need a vacuum heat treating. But now they're soft and we can grind them again and give them a shape and drill holes. And that's the most important thing, to anneal them, because if you drill the holes in a hardened steel, your drill bit will be destroyed. I have to say, now it works. I tempered the knives again, or annealed them completely, and now as you see, I'm able to drill the holes. It doesn't work perfectly, but it works. Now I'm going to take Sharpie, mark all the holes, and drill them all through, and then we will go on with grinding away the scales and marking the middle, center of the blades, and so on and so on. Okay, and now a few days later, or better to say a few weeks later, we're gonna go on with the reforged knives. And I already ground the knives down to almost 0, and they're hardened, vacuum hardened, and the pattern comes out pretty nice, pretty neat, awesome fresh pattern which you do not get to buy anywhere. And this knife, surprise knife, we will finish up today. I already prepared some knife scales. This is POC wood or guaiac wood. This is the original one. I got some very small pieces, they're very old, it's a very rare wood, and it's extreme hard, extreme dense, and very nice to work with. So, and the other stuff is mammoth ivory, old mammoth ivory, the brownish cream color, very nice. Pattern also will get pretty awesome, and those tiny pieces get fitted up right here. Now first thing I'm gonna do, as always when we're this far, the blade is polished to finish and etched already, as you can see here the pattern, and it's sharp. And now we're gonna glue on the handle scales, but first, before we can glue them on, we have a lot of work to do, and that is drilling the holes and preparing the front surface for gluing. Okay, now next thing we're gonna do is put it apart, the whole thing again. Sorry. I'm gonna go on the belt sander, and then in the same grind I'm gonna round out the front surface, just rounding it out in every direction, and then we're gonna polish it up. Okay, now get a real nice buff on it. I think it looks pretty good. And next thing I'm gonna do is, for real now, glue on the handle scales. Just a tiny gap, about 1/2 millimeter or a millimeter. And now I'm gonna fill it up like this and just push it together. Yep, now we're gonna pre-shape it on the belt sander. Give it a nice shape and fit it to the tang perfectly, and then we're gonna polish it out. Well, I pre-shaped the whole handle piece with 120 grit, and then I reground the metal pieces with 240 and 400 grit. And now they're pretty nice and almost have a shine. And next thing I'm gonna do, hand polish as always. And we are finished. The knife looks, yeah, small piece can shine like a diamond, and it's just nice. The pattern here, we got some very small cracks in the ivory, but I already filled them with super glue. And we reveal the blade. And it's a tiny river cleaver. So, what do you think, people? I think it turned out awesome. Exactly as I wanted it to turn out. Now, I'm going to clean the whole thing a little bit. Again with acetone to remove the may caused glue residues in the blade. And if someone tells you that a small knife is not useful and is not sharp, he's lying, because this knife is sharp as hell. I'm going to show you. And as you see, I think that's way sharp enough. So such a small neck knife, or whatever knife you're gonna call it, you wanna use it for, I think that's sharp enough. Well, I thought, let's go on with the other knives. I chose some very nice handle materials, in this case ebony wood with some green diamond wood. And this piece is very awesome. This is a pen blank, also from Pen Kits, as you see. And I think this will be a very unique piece. Very nice design, I think, with this wave in there. Yeah, next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pre-drill the handle scales right now, and then I'm gonna finish the blades completely, making them sharp, then polish them up to 800 grit, give them a little buff, and etch them in hydrochloric acid. A quick view on the etched steel. Yeah, okay. And I think the pattern turned out extremely awesome, because here you really see the grinding marks put into the steel. And next thing I'm going to do is I cover the blades, I rinse them completely, clean them, neutralize the acid, and then I'm going to pack them into tape and glue on the handle scales. Wow, and it's dripping. And this time I used a bit less super glue than before, because it just was a good amount of. Going on to the rivets again, just putting a drop around it, and it will get sucked up by the tiny micro gap. Next thing, cutting the rivets, preforming the handles, shaping it to the tang with a belt sander and giving it an all-around shape, and then polishing, as always, to the buffing wheel, and we are finished with this. Okay, now got the handles ground 220 grit, as always, and the metal pieces, the rivets and the tang, to a 400 grit, so it's way easier to polish. And next thing, hand sanding. And it's done. We're finished with the knives. They look very awesome, I think, or the handles at least. The blades themselves, I just need to reveal them. That's what I'm gonna do now. Just unpack them again. Yeah, need to clean the blade a little bit. And I think it has something special. As most custom knives, it really has something special. And just the pattern itself, it looks pretty awesome. I hope you can see it very well. On the blade, it really fits neatly, very nice, and it came pretty much exactly out as I thought it would. Here you can see every grind mark, the X's, the V's, and the straight lines are carved in. It's just everything's coming out as I thought it would, and that is awesome. And the second little piece comes next, just as awesome. I think maybe even a bit more awesome, but nah, that's personal taste. Some will say this is better, some will say this is better. For doing something and taking it with me, I would prefer the bigger one because it just has a longer blade, and we all know with a longer blade you can do more than with a shorter blade. And yep, also this one turned out very nice. Just remove the residues of the oil and of the glue and everything. Clean it up very nice. And it has a rounded spine from here to the front. It is rounded, which looks very awesome, I think. Okay, now I hope you like this video. You can support me on Patreon, and please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment, and thanks for watching.